Sub audio and mic audio. Good. Oh.
Yeah, it might be a little bit longer because it's hot in here today.
Yeah, we'll see. But, alrighty.
We are motherfuckers.
Yeah, welcome back to the stream about nothing. So, on our last stream...
Okay, it's the same thing.
Do what?
I said I like how I use the same thumbnail every time, the Zelda thumbnail. I love it.
Well, that's just yeah, it's just my channel banner. I don't really have, it's been that since like 2008, 2009. Maybe.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it's already established that I am a Zelda fan.
Yep, you said it.
But, so, some of y'all who have seen our stream from our previous stream, you may remember that we opened up with this little meme from our good buddy Kason.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Hold up, I'm plugging this on me.
Motherfucker.
Hostile SAE near your position. The mission is nearly complete. Keep pushing.
Well,
Yeah, hold up. I'm not on the screen right now. Hold up.
okay.
I'm gonna say me and Chris are live. Check out the recent episode of Weaponized Autism. and in parentheses, or with autistics, we can use that title. If you're offended, tough shit.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, as a direct sequel, as a direct sequel to this meme, we have a new one to show off on the stream today.
Simply titled Bappo.
Yes.
Well, the thumbnail says it all.
Yes. Yes, it does.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
I don't care. That shit was funny.
That is funny. And hey, justified.
And thanks to Chris for lending that clip.
Yes. Ugh. Hey man, I got clips for days.
And if you don't got it, you can simply make it.
Oh yeah. But before we move on to anything else, we're gonna plug. Kason is currently working on a playthrough of Trek to Yomi on the PS5, but as you can see from this little thumbnail here, he has something special coming up immediately after Trek to Yomi is completed.
And literally, the opening logos for this game work as a perfect teaser trailer.
Yes. Fuck you, Activision, for blocking my COD walkthroughs.
Smashing blast from the past. Developed by Vicarious Visions. It's Crash Bandicoot.
Only 6 views? Wow, fuck y'all. At least it's more than 2.
Yeah, the way I am is like... Crash in HD. the way I am is like if at least one person watches one of my videos, I'm happy.
Amen. Sometimes you're not sure. Although you're not sure if it's someone you know or if it's you.
Right. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for that plug.
Always a pleasure to do so. So now,
boy, we're looking at this top 10 good things about ET for the Atari 2600. What good things?
So
that game is creepy as fuck.
So just to let you guys know in advance, I today downloaded an Atari 2600 emulator with a handful of games. One of them specifically I downloaded for Indiana Jones Week next week. Yes, I have recorded and uploaded a playthrough of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It will be premiering this coming Sunday. But I also downloaded a ROM for, well, among other ROMs, I also downloaded Custer's Revenge and E.T.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Where the fuck's that sequel, Spielberg?
I know I'm in the minority here, but I actually didn't care for... Well, I didn't see enough of the E.T. movie to really develop an opinion of it, and the premise doesn't really grab me. Like, if we're talking sci-fi flicks, from 1982, I would rather watch Blade Runner or John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah. I mean, don't even get me started on that shit. I mean, the only things I remember from the E.T. movie are when he tries to hide in stuffed animals, and then him and the girl screaming at each other when she finds them, like, ah, 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 ah. And if you remember, a little while back on the stream, when we were doing that list of worst McDonald's toys, and they talked about how 3 years after E.T. came out, they brought back out the E.T. posters because they had a fuck ton left over from the last run.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I bet, how many people do you think they had thinking there was a sequel coming to it? If anything, if there was going to be a sequel, it was going to be one of those rushed pieces of shit where the main cast doesn't even return.
Right.
The only franchise that got away with that and actually was successful was Scream 2. Still better than Scream 3, just saying.
Yeah. I mean, Scream 2 had a large chunk of its principal cast back. You still had Neve Campbell. You still had David Arquette and Courtney Cox. You still had Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah. Well, Jamie Kennedy got the shit stabbed out of him, so...
Yeah.
You know, Jamie Kennedy was... I think Jamie Kennedy was also in a few of the recent Tremors movies.
If anything, that would be more like Scream 5, where it's like... The movie primarily centers around an entire new cast of characters, but then you have Neve Campbell and David Arquette and Courtney Cox.
Yeah, the legacy characters.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed they killed Dewey. Those bastards.
Yeah. The single best character of the entire Scream franchise.
Especially when they had you thinking he was gonna make it, because this was not his first rodeo being stabbed, but in the words of the Dead Meat video, oh shit, a kill graphic? Oh come on, Scream 5. You know, kill graphic when he basically says the name of the character and when they died and how they died.
Yeah.
We're getting a little off topic. Let's get the film and stuff's review. Your discretion is advised.
You might not think of it to listen to me, but I'm actually a pretty optimistic guy. No matter how bad something is, I typically try to find some good in it, which is why I decided to review E.T. this way. Now before I begin, I just want to make it clear that I'm not doing an in defense of E.T. video. I fucking hate this game. It is an abominable piece of shit, and I wouldn't want to play it again if you put a fucking gun to my head. Instead, think of it more as me trying to salvage something good out of a rotten experience. Also, since everybody and his mother has given E.T. a negative review, I wanted to try something a little different. So anyway, let's get into it. Top 10 good things about E.T. for the Atari 2600. The opening music is decent. Certainly it's not going to win any awards, but at least it sounds like a piece from the movie. Also, I like the lack of music in the game. Admittedly, the sound effects can get on your nerves after a little while, but as I'm often fond of saying, I'd rather have no music than bad music. And after all the shit this game puts you through, would you really want to listen to a looping
Looks like a
soundtrack like
deformed
this?
little crocodile midget.
Yeah.
Like, you're not sure that's supposed to be the mouth opening or that's supposed to be his strangely elevated neck.
All the shit this game puts you through, would you really want to
Looks like
listen
a dragon
to
bubble bobble.
a looping soundtrack like this? No, I didn't think so.
I mean, he isn't wrong. It's better to have no music than bad music.
Yeah, fair. Although I'll always appreciate the Atari Halloween theme in the Halloween Atari 2600 game.
Yeah? Yeah, that was
Well, at least when Michael was on screen.
yeah, that was a decent enough rendition of the theme. And in the what little of the Raiders March was rendered into Raiders of the Lost Ark was also pretty solid.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on the Atari 2600 Texas Chainsaw game.
Oh.
I'm surprised that game didn't lead to the creation of the M rating. No, it wouldn't be when Mortal Kombat came out that led to the creation of the M rating.
The E.T. character sprite looks somewhat like E.T. Well, actually, it looks more like a blob of animated green shit with legs and the snake's head from the monster in Dreamscape. But hey, at least they tried. And considering how little time was given to make this game, they could have just settled for putting a brown dingleberry in the middle of the screen calling that E.T.
Or making E.T. brown.
Yeah. Which he's not exaggerating about how little time, like literally this game was put together in 6 weeks.
Weren't most Atari games, though?
I'm not totally sure of the average development cycle for an Atari game. It was certainly quicker than nowadays, where the average AAA game is in development for at least 4 to 5 years. But
Resident Evil 2 Remake was in development for at least 3 or 4.
But yeah, like literally, like I think they were pushing to get this out. It's a classic case of a game being just cobbled together and rushed out to beat the holiday launch window.
Ooh.
All these years later,
I'm looking at you, most Batman games.
39 years later, and the game industry has learned nothing.
That's kind of like how it's been in almost 40 goddamn Godzilla movies, and they still think sending jets and tanks to stop them is gonna work.
You can just cue up that scene from Far Cry 3 where Voss goes through tells you the definition of insanity.
Yeah, what's that thing Einstein said about doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results?
Yeah, that is literally the definition of insanity.
Hey, Einstein was a smart man.
Yeah. Bit loony, but he had there was plenty of brain power to him.
I still think he'd be better company than Biden.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, let's not forget, it was rumored that Albert Einstein was also a little bit autistic.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that just makes him even more of a legend. that he's able to do all this while being autistic. That's just that will always be impressive to me. Like you don't let your mental handicaps affect how you work, and it's like, bro, just fucking I don't know. I've always had a lot of respect for Albert Einstein.
Hey, there's plenty within him to respect.
Well, apart from his attributions to the creation of the bomb, but whatever. It's okay. You didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't know that. I'm sure if he knew that it was going to lead to that, he wouldn't have gotten involved. Okay, am I still coming through?
Yep.
Okay, let's continue.
Once you know what to do in the game, it isn't so much hard as it is frustrating. Your actual mission in the game is pretty simple. E.T. is stranded on Earth and he has to pick up 3 pieces of a phone so he can phone home to the mothership and get picked up before he dies. In theory, it should be the easiest goddamn thing in the world to do, but in practice it's made 1,000 times more aggravating by a host of little annoyances. Among these annoyances are the infamous pits where the pieces of the phone
Why
are
does that
hidden.
sound like
To obtain the piece,
like having to find pieces of something before you die? That just sounds like Slender Man.
Yeah.
Among these annoyances are the infamous pits where the pieces of the phone are hidden. To obtain the pieces, you have to literally fall into the pit, collect the piece, and then levitate your way back out. But the problem is that the controls are so fucking bad that half the time you'll just fall right back into the pit. And seriously, pits? Fucking pits? This was the best the game designers could do? Secret rooms I could understand, but fucking falling into pits? Jesus Christ on Happy Gas. If I didn't know any better, I'd think the designers wanted this game to fail. Here's a little bit of constructive criticism. Get rid of the pits and half the game's problems would be gone. To be completely fair though, the game does give you a method of finding which pits carry the phone pieces. On each board, if you stand in a certain spot, a question mark will appear at the top of the screen. As soon as it shows up, have E.T. lift his head, and if one of the pieces is present, a brief yellow flash will appear in the pit where it is. By process of elimination, you can figure out which pits carry the parts and save yourself some time. But I do have to wonder, if E.T. is telekinetic, then why the fuck doesn't he just levitate the part out of the pit instead of falling down there to get it? Perhaps an even bigger annoyance is the fact that doing everything except standing still will make you lose life. Getting hit by enemies I can understand, but just walking around fucking kills you? Christ, if E.T. jerks off, is that gonna kill him instantly?
The fuck? The fuck is that?
Well, that's what E.T. looks like when he runs out of life points.
Looks like a fucking crocodile skull. Or that fucking white crocodile looking fucking Mario character.
There's a very dirty joke I could make in continuation of Film and Stuff's comment, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, when the stream's over, pass it on to me.
I love that line.
You don't have to say it on... Huh?
I just love that line.
Yeah, that was just perfect.
Oh.
But, seriously, if that's supposed to be E.T.'s skeleton, then they could have at least shaped it a little better.
Yeah, even with the limitations of the Atari.
Like, they could have just simply, like, took the same model and made it white. White like Betty White.
Ugh.
Walking around fucking kills you? Christ.
You were gonna say? Oh, I was just gonna say I made a joke about being white like Betty White, and I said I was gonna say the first thing people think when they hear a mass shooting, and it's just a picture of Betty White, and like Betty White. Betty White. Well, let's face it, he probably is.
Yeah.
Hey, white people are sick of white people's bullshit too, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, look at our president.
Ugh.
I was about to say, because I got black friends who are sick of his bullshit too.
Yeah. Pretty much most of the country has had it with him.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done rambling.
If E.T. jerks off, is that going to kill him instantly? And as if those annoyances weren't enough, you have to deal with the FBI agent who steals your phone parts and the scientist who tries to take you back to his lab so he can give you a homemade anal probe. On top of all those annoyances, you also have to find one spot called the phone home zone. Once you assemble the phone, you have to go to that one particular spot in all the boards, then get rid of the FBI agent, the scientist, and Elliot, make the call, and then race all the way back up to the forest to meet the ship before time runs out. Oh yeah, and when you get to the forest, you have to stand on a particular spot called the landing zone. And if you're not standing on this spot when the time runs out, you will not get picked up. Or if the scientist just happens to come along, you won't get picked up. So you have to do it all over again. Isn't that neat? If the designers had just omitted one or two of these annoyances, in particular the pits and the phone home zone, then the game would be a hell of a lot more bearable.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, as if they're delivering one final fuck you.
Oh.
It's like in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's like in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Super Nintendo when sometimes this random laser beam will just come out of nowhere and hit you. It's like one giant middle finger going "fuck you." But then you find out it kills the enemies too, and then you just like, you know what? Never mind. I like it.
Ooh.
The game is generous with health power-ups. Some of the boards have tiny dots that you can collect, and as it turns out, these are Reese's Pieces. Alright, so maybe it looks less like a Reese's Piece and more like a piece of deer shit lying on the ground. But in any case, if you go to a certain part in each board and have E.T. crane his neck, he can regain a significant amount of health with each Reese's Piece that he consumes. These parts are indicated by a dot within a concentric circle at the top of the screen. In addition to the Reese's Pieces, the game also gives you multiple lives, and every time you die, Elliot will appear and revive you with 1,500 life points. There's even an opportunity to earn an extra life. You can do this by finding the pit with the broken flower in it. Once you've found it, walk over to it and crane E.T.'s neck. The flower will bloom again and you'll get an extra life. But then again, considering how annoying the game is, I'm not sure you'll want to take it up on that offer.
I mean, he isn't wrong.
Yeah. That's just, yeah.
I'm assuming it's when he doesn't say how many lives the game gives you. I'm assuming it gives you 3, because most games back then gave you 3 lives. The Raiders game, I know for a fact, you have 3 lives, and I don't think there's a way to earn an extra life within that game, but I didn't bother dicking around and checking.
Yeah. It was literally a 3 strikes and you're out system.
Yeah. Yeah, literally 3 strikes you're out. This was back when this was back when it was like 3 lives and then you go right back to the beginning of the game.
That's how it should have been with some of my past relationships, but oh well, you live and you learn.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're not gonna delve into that stream.
Yeah, let's not.
The game is completed and can actually be played. Although E.T. is a terrible game, at least you can play the damn thing. Sure, the programming is glitchy, and the gameplay is repetitive, and the whole thing has 0 replay value, but at least you can stick the damn thing in your Atari 2600 and play it. Compare that to a game like Action 52, where some of the games don't even work, and other games just crash as soon as you start them. Or compare it to a game like Big Rigs Over the Road Racing, which has virtually no collision detection. You can pass right through bridges, buildings, other trucks, and you can even go over mountains at over 100 miles an hour. Okay, to be fair, E.T. has some issues with collision detection, in particular with the scientist and the FBI agent being able to walk across pits while you fall in them. But even with problems like that, at least the game has something resembling the rules of reality. At least when you fall in a pit, you land on it and don't just pass through it and keep falling and falling forever. And at least when you move from screen to screen, you don't drift off into some infinite never space that the designers forgot to program. That alone puts it above an abomination like Big Rigs. So the very least you can say about the E.T. game is that if it wasn't done well, at least it was done.
That actually makes it one of the few Atari 2600 games that has a beginning and an ending.
Yep.
Because most Atari
There's
games,
some rushed out half-assed.
yeah, because most Atari games are there's no point A, point B. It's just about getting a high score. But there was a handful of games that had a point A and a point B. E.T. being one of them. Raiders was one of them. There might be a Dungeons and Dragons game on there that had a point A and a point B. Those Sword Quest games that were part of like a major contest. I think Adventure had an ending.
Yeah, a little bit.
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. Half these games you mentioned, I haven't even touched.
Yeah.
You can actually fail in this game. At
Yeah.
least it was done. You can actually fail in this game. You might be wondering, what's the big deal about failing? You can fail in any game, but consider this. Going back to my example of Big Rigs Over the Road Racing, in that game, it's virtually impossible to fail. No matter what you do, you can't lose. And without struggle or the possibility of failure, there's no challenge and no real reason to play the game. At least in E.T., your actions have consequences. If you run out of life too many times, you die and you have to start the whole game over again. Clearly losing in a video game is not an earth-shattering concept, but if I had to choose between playing a game that was impossible to win and playing a game that was impossible to lose, I'd choose the former over the latter every time. And though E.T. suffers from neither extreme, the possibility of failure at least promises some degree of challenge.
That is a valid argument in E.T.'s favor.
Yeah.
Like the Big Rigs comparison is extremely I recently rewatched James Rolfe's review of Big Rigs, and dude, the most recent update for it, from what at least at the time he made that video, was the truck, the opposing truck that you're supposed to race against, it moves, but it stops itself right before it hits the finish line, so no matter what, it always ends up with, you are winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could spend an hour just dicking around on one track and you will still be winner.
Yeah, I was never a fan of games that weren't exactly a challenge.
Yeah. Like, even if it's...
It's why I rarely use infinite ammo shit on Resident Evil games. It's like, I unlocked it, but doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking use it.
Right.
Because where's the fucking fun in it?
Yeah, once you hit a point, and this is kind of a thing that I have with RE4 and RE5, is that once you hit a point where you're good enough at the game and you have the strong enough equipment, the game stops being challenging, and then it just starts being a, autopilot shooting gallery.
Yeah, as soon as they drop more DLC for Resident Evil 4, I'm going to do a run through of the game with just a hand cannon. See how well that works out. Well, apart from the knife fight and the Del Lago fight, of course.
Right.
Although there is a mod for the PC version of the original Resident Evil 4 where you could use your guns on the boat, but it's like, that's how it should have been in the first fucking place. It's like handgun, spear, handgun, spear. Pick the more advanced option, you imbecile. And let's not forget about the first series where Del Lago pops up. Oh, bitch. Shit, man. When the blue screen popped up and the error window sound, like, We need to find another one of those to react to. I think there's a Resident Evil 6 bridge we should check out here soon.
Could.
Just a thought for a future stream.
Alright, then I'll keep that in mind.
Okie doke. In the meantime,
E.T. can hustle. I've lost count
I
of how
guess
many
on with
times
the
in the
video
past
because I got nothing to add.
Alright.
E.T. can hustle. I've lost count of how many times in the past I've played games where the main character plods along like they have cement in their shoes. But at least in E.T., the little bastard can move it when you want him to. Sure, it takes away a shit ton of life. However, if it helps you get through the game a hell of a lot faster, I'm not against it.
Yeah?
Wait, so it's like this system in Resident Evil Outbreak where you start out the game infected, and if the affected meter reaches 100%, it's game over before it's game over.
Eh?
No, seriously. In Resident Evil Outbreak, in both Resident Evil Outbreak games, you start the game off infected with the virus, and you can slow down the virus gauge by taking healing items, antivirus pills, etc. But if that shit reaches 100% before you complete the scenario, you have to start the whole fucking thing over again. And the more you get attacked, the faster it fills up. If you hit danger status, that shit just starts speeding straight the fuck up.
Well.
I know you mentioned you haven't played the Outbreak games yet, but just a little bit of a heads up when you finally get around to them.
That sounds like it would actually piss me off.
They're still better than Operation Raccoon City, I'll tell you that right now.
Well.
I'm listening.
I don't know. I feel like Resident Evil is to multiplayer what Bill Cosby is to bartending.
Yeah, you can play it offline. Just don't expect the AI your teammates to be like great.
Yeah, because
Like sometimes you'll ask them for help and they'll straight up just say no. It's like, hey, fuck you, AI.
Yeah, that would legit piss me off.
Yeah. I'm actually hoping they bring those to modern consoles and their crossplay, so that way Lily can play in the one of us can play in the bedroom, the other can play with them in the living room, like one from the Xbox and one from the PlayStation.
I'm not holding my breath just because I feel like Capcom at this point. I mean, they haven't released Mega Man Legends 3, and they ain't doing Dino Crisis Remake. At least not in the near future.
Instead slap us in the face with a new IP with dinosaurs with a character that looks somewhat like Regina.
Well, I was wrong. Not Dino Crisis 3, Dino Crisis 4. Or Dino Crisis Remake.
I'll take either of them at this point. I don't care.
Yeah, just as long as... If it ends up being a sequel game, just as long as it's following Regina and maybe even Dylan from Dino Crisis 2.
Yeah, have it set after. Yeah, ignore. Just give it some generic sequel title and just retcon Dino Crisis 3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that game's combat system and the fixed camera angles do not fucking work for its favor at all. Then again, we have that game to blame for us not getting a Dino Crisis game in years.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think we finished this bad boy off?
Yep.
The game actually has an ending. You get to the landing zone, the spaceship picks E.T. up, and then we cut to a nice scene of Elliot and E.T. stranded in Waterworld for all eternity. It's just one pissy little scene minus the English and the misspellings. However, it's also there. You can point to it and say, "Hooray! I won one of the worst games of all time." It's not like Red Heat for the Amiga or some other games I won't mention that just loop right back to the fucking beginning after you finish them.
Yeah.
The game does follow the source material to some degree. Maybe my memory is a little bit fuzzy, but I don't remember any part of the film where E.T. fell into a pit or got a knee trembler from one of our government's finest. Yet despite these fabrications, the game did get some parts of the film right. It has E.T., it has Elliot, it has the government agents, it has the Reese's Pieces, and it has the alien phoning home and getting picked up. In fact, you could argue that this game is more faithful to its source material than something like, say, Superman 64. Christ, could you imagine how fucking bad this game would have been if those bozos at Titus had gotten their hands on it? Probably knowing them, E.T. would fall down the pits throughout the whole goddamn game. Or what if Mystique, the makers of Custer's Revenge, had gotten their hands on E.T.? They'd probably have the little brown guy raping an Indian woman while going, "I'll give you something to phone home about, bitch."
Give me something to phone home about, bitch.
So...
God.
When I said I downloaded an Atari emulator and a bunch of ROMs, one of those ROMs was Custer's Revenge.
Oh.
That's gonna be fun.
Well, you're fucked.
So, that's gonna be interesting. I am supremely fucked.
Yeah. Okay, let's
Overall, it's far from the best video game adaptation of a movie ever, but it could have been even worse. They never released a sequel to the Atari 2600 version. Although other ET games were released for the Atari 8-bit computers and other systems, we can thank our lucky stars that nobody ever decided to make a direct sequel to this fucking game. But then again, considering the fact that a bunch of these games got crushed and dumped into a New Mexico landfill, I don't see how the hell anybody could convince Atari to make another one of these games. Imagine if by some berserk twist of fate, this game had actually been really popular despite all its flaws. Then we would have to suffer through a couple more years worth of E.T. 2, E.T. Returns Yet Again, Mrs. E.T., E.T. Jr., E.T. gets fucking raped by a bunch of psychotic clowns, and Christ knows how many other awful sequels. So in a perverse sort of way, I'm actually glad that the game is this bad. Because if it had been just a little bit better, somebody might have gotten the idea of, hey, let's make another one of these. And then we really would have been fucked. So in conclusion, even if I had been able to list 100 good things about E.T. for the Atari 2600, and trust me, that would have been well beyond my abilities, I still think this is a fucking horrendous piece of shit. Unless you have a burning need to waste a small chunk of your life in such a hopeless endeavor, I heartily suggest that you avoid this game. But if you ignore my advice, don't come to me looking for another 10 reasons why it was worth playing this game, cause trust me, it was hard enough coming up with the first 10. This is Film and Stuff signing off. Thanks for watching.
Only thing
Christ,
missing
E.T.
from that
jerks off,
video
is that
was
gonna
a
kill him
god
instantly?
fucking speed.
Right? Oh.
Did we go see what Charlie's got on the menu for us today?
I know he's been following that Reddit strike, which I couldn't give less of a shit about if I sat down and tried, because I don't use Reddit.
Same.
Reddit could go, ooh, most delusional influencer ever. Have you seen this one?
I'm tempted.
There's no shortage of
No, I have
awful
not.
entitled in.
This one is gold. This one is gold. And it's further proof of why
Noted.
I have no intentions of ever making YouTube or social media my full-time job. If it turns you into this this much of a deluded parasite.
I thought you were gonna say fucking sped, but that works too.
Yeah. Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. Alright.
There's no shortage of awful entitled influencers, but today I've got a real special goofball to show with all of you. His name is Icy Wyatt, and he was recently arrested for pistol whipping some guy during an incident of road rage, and now the body camera footage has just been released of the arrest, and he seems to be one of the most insufferable people I've ever seen in the content creator sphere. He's a TikTok star, a word used very loosely here.
This look is so pathetic I can't even make a joke out of it.
I'm not sure if those are tattoos or marks.
I don't know, but Homeboy looks blitzed out of his mind.
Drugs. Not even once. Not even once.
Yeah.
He looks like someone from Nyack, Illinois.
Yeah, I can already tell you what he does throughout the day.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah. That's that. You always have a fucking clip for everything, don't you?
Just about.
That's fucking great. That's why you're best man.
I appreciate that.
Okay. I'm ready for this horrendousness.
Here, He has about 1 million followers there, but I'm pretty sure like half of that's gotta be bots or legitimate lobotomy victims because he gets no engagement and people just make fun of him there. So I don't know how that number even got so high to begin with. I assume it's just people that like shooting spitballs at him and giving him wedgies online because that's all he seems to be used for, just this little punching bag on TikTok for them to make fun of. And he's so proud of that.
The guy got out of his car and pistol with me with a gun.
The calls continued to filter in.
Yeah, there's a guy driving around in a pink Mercedes. He almost just hit a lady with a...
Pink Mercedes, you deserve an ass whooping just for that alone, dude. First off, you deserve a wedgie just for driving around in a Mercedes. But a pink Mercedes? Like, unless you work for Code Pink, like, fuck off, dude.
Bro, that's asking for a swirly.
A swirly and
And
a
not the good kind.
a swirly and a wedgie at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, wait till we're done with this one. We gotta watch Charlie look at a creepy hotel manager.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. TikTok star is convinced laws don't apply to him. That's all of them, motherfucker. What do you mean?
little shoulder with some kids in the shopping center.
This fairy tale unfolds in the beautiful land of dreams that's near and dear to my heart. Florida. Florida's done it again with yet another banger. I'm sure you all just expected by default that this happened in Florida.
Take the
and you're-
Florida man.
Yes, Florida man strikes again.
I
Revenge.
saw this meme where it's this guy traveled from Alabama to Florida, broke into a guy's house, played with a toy helicopter, masturbated, and left. Then it showed that one guy from Deadpool going, "You're in." People of Florida, you're in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason Florida man is a meme.
Hey man, I'm gonna dip out of the call for a second and see if I can get rid of this delay before we continue on.
Alright. Discord being Discord. The Microsoft tech support method. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
I'm back, bud. And I'm ready to fucking continue.
Alrighty.
You're correct in that assumption, it did. Now, on the day of the road rage, a ton of 911 calls flooded in because there was a pink SUV that was driving recklessly, almost hitting a woman and her children, and eventually culminating with him hitting another man with the gun that he was waving around like it was some kind of fucking toy. Now, there is a video that exists showing him driving recklessly in this parking lot, though it cuts off before any of the pistol whipping stuff. But you can at least see the way that he handles his little clown mobile here. He drives like he's in GTA Online, but is also lagging. He is a shit driver. He almost wrecks, and he does almost hit someone in this video.
Actually, this was after he
After he hit him?
Yes. He was chasing them inside the parking lot. Like a crazy.
Dude, that fucking car.
Good shit,
Wow.
I see Wyatt.
You're not allowed to go that fast.
Oh. I'm gonna say this.
Uh-oh, you...
What?
I was gonna say, you about to open your clip gallery for some shit?
Yeah, I was about to say, Yeah, if you have some kind of a following on social media and you think that gives you license to be a twat,
Stop it. Get some help.
sage wisdom from Michael Jordan.
Yep. So you see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
that could have worked too.
Yeah, refer to my earlier meme because I'm not gonna explain that shit again.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yep. Doesn't matter who you are or where you are in the world. If we're in the same Call of Duty match and you manage to kill me, I'm literally coming after you first. And I will unload it. And I will literally, using a virtual M4, unload the entire damn clip in you. Golden, motherfucker. Golden M4. Okay, before YouTube thinks I'm threatening somebody, let's move on.
Yeah.
Just graduate from doofus school as valedictorian, you fucking idiot. Absolute piece of shit. Apparently, him and that truck had recently got into a bit of a tiff on the road where Icy Wyatt was accusing him of brake checking him because he recognized Icy Wyatt's car and wanted his attention. This guy is so fucking delusional that he thinks everyone in the world knows who he is because he's like the second coming of Christ. So he thought he got cut off and brake checked by that truck because it was a fan trying to get his attention. And eventually it ended up with this situation you just saw, and then it led further into Icy Wyatt pulling out a gun, threatening him, and then eventually just hitting him with the gun.
Hey, put the car in park. Put the car in park. Let's go. Put it in park. All right. Put both your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window. Put both of your hands out the window, Cam. We're not fucking with you.
I don't know who I am.
Nope. It's almost impressive how unlikable Wyatt is.
I love the cop there. Do you have any idea who I am? Nope.
Nope, never heard of you till today, Fuggin. Like, fuck out of here with that bullshit.
It's like Rick and Negan. You ever shut the hell up? Nope.
Yeah, just shut up, Fuggin. At least we don't look like a fucking off-brand fucking MGK.
Surprised he doesn't have a number tattooed on his forehead like 6ix9ine.
Don't get me started on that motherfucker. Won't surprise me if he actually was a motherfucker.
Well, every time
He's what happens when you get bit by a Skittles bag.
Every time I think of 6ix9ine, I just think of that one lyric from one of Adam Calhoun's songs. He goes, you got 6ix9ine tatted on your forehead. What's that? How many dicks you sucked?
Church is a fucking savage motherfucker.
That was Adam Calhoun. Although similar fire from that I mean they're both just complete. Just don't even bother. You'll be dead by the time they're done.
Yep. Stop! He's already dead! I'm nervous about this motherfucker going forward.
He chose the one sentence that'll immediately make everyone in the world hate you. The cops are confronting him and he's like, you guys don't know who I am? I have 1 million followers on TikTok. That means I'm above the law. Put the guns down, guys. It's not a big deal. I can pistol whip whoever I want. I'm a TikTok superstar. You guys, you must want autographs. Okay, I get it. Sorry. Wyatt is clearly suffering from terminal clout hunger. There is no cure. He's become delusional. He's in the final stages of it. He can no longer separate reality from fiction. He is trapped in this delusion, this fantasy land, where 1 million followers on TikTok means the whole world knows who you are. He holds himself up like he's Jesus Christ because he has 1 million followers, and the laws don't apply to him anymore. He's achieved a level that normal mortals can't get to because he has a small TikTok audience. 1 million followers is a ton, but his actual core audience is not 1 million. Like I said, nobody engages with this guy unless they're throwing tomatoes at him and booing him. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where the guy in the crowd goes, "Oh, brother, this guy stinks." That's Wyatt's whole life. So, you come up here to make fun of Icy
Avid
White?
comparison.
I know, he's pathetic. I know.
I love the fact that he kept that in. I don't know why.
That's a nice fucking kitty right there.
Yeah, that's that's a nice wholesome bit to add.
That went completely over your head. Kitty, pussy, vagina.
Oh, well.
Sorry, I ruined it for you.
Well, considering I only heard part of what you had said anyway.
I said that's the nice. When the cat came out, I said that's fucking kitty right there.
Yeah. And that's what I heard. Nice kitty.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a double entendre. Like it was like something strip club or something. No more double entendres. I feel bad for people right now. Should we just move on
Yes.
before this gets awkward?
I mean, we're past that
what was
point. We're past that point, but sure. Yeah, we can,
Yeah. Just say replay that, because I missed...
It was just the Ian McShane, anyways.
Yep. Anyways.
Do it now. Take your seatbelt off.
Though Wyatt denies he has a gun in his vehicle, several witnesses allege that they saw him with one.
Where's his keys?
Oh, what's that? What is that, Wyatt?
You call that a fucking gun? That's a fucking pea shooter, motherfucker.
Right?
I bet that literally shoots cold peas. Seriously, what the hell kind of...
That's not even... That doesn't even...
Enter that... Huh?
That's not even a... I don't even think that's a 22. That's got to be, like, smaller than a 22.
Probably. Yeah, insert that one moment from one of your Chris Hansen videos where you're just like, I'm sorry, what the fuck? Technical difficulties.
It's not even worth that. It's just...
Well, that's my reaction to that gun. Just what the hell?
You serious?
Oh, brother.
That
perfect.
That's all it's worth is the J. Jonah Jameson clip.
Yeah. I heard it.
Ugh. So, Jesus.
Wyatt's lecturing the police like he's the substitute teacher in a rowdy classroom. Show some respect. I'm a TikTok star. Please, have some decency. I'm above you. It is infuriating. Everything Wyatt says is like the worst dialogue options in a video game that make you hate the fucking character you're playing as. He is actually finding all of the worst possible responses that would make even his biggest fans hate him. It's so impressive. It is a speed run for the most unlikable TikTok star ever. So, he wasn't really cooperating with the officers. They do eventually tackle him. They get him with like a fucking Goldberg spear. And it was pretty satisfying to watch, I'm not gonna lie, because this guy's a fucking douchebag and deserved it. So I think that busted up his nose a little bit, which is why you'll see him with a bloody nose. And then he apparently denied having a gun, despite so many witnesses saying he did. And he eventually just gave them permission to search the car, and they immediately found the gun. It wasn't even a difficult scavenger hunt. The Easter Bunny would be disappointed. He did not hide the eggs well here. They found the gun the second they got to the car, basically.
There's something else to say about the incident.
I don't hit nobody.
Well, they're saying otherwise.
Also, it says a lot if someone got to whip with that gun.
Yeah.
Like, sure, like, did you get full on hit with it, or did it just scrape the side of your cheek? Like, what the fuck happened?
Pistol whip with that thing, that looks about as effective as a water balloon.
Or trying to use a knife after round 11 in Black Ops Cold War Zombies. I remember when there was a joke that, you know, the viral video of the racist guy getting bitch slapped with a Twisted Tea can.
Yeah.
I remember one time someone made a joke about it being a melee weapon in Call of Duty Zombies, and it's a one-hit kill to around 50.
Nice.
Just imagine just walking around, just equipping it and then bitch slapping all the zombies with a Twisted Tea can. Points would build up fast as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Says he didn't hit nobody. Let's see what else let's see whatever bullshit he pulls out of his ass.
Which, didn't hit nobody is a double negative. It's, I didn't hit anybody.
Right.
Soup sandwich.
Fucking sped.
Everything, and there was somebody else
So
that
my
was watching.
girlfriend can't be a witness to.
Was she with you?
Yes. I pulled the gun out to show them through the window, like, don't with me, and they all went back in their car.
Yes, he came home after being attacked by two really crazy people in a truck.
But he pistol whipped them over the top of their head.
Because they attacked him. Okay. So what are you trying to do so for? Just like defend the hillbillies who got punched in the face with a gun?
Well, if they got pistol whipped with a gun, then they're victims.
His girlfriend heroically arrives at the scene. It's the fourth quarter. Icy Wyatt's down by quite a bit, but now his girlfriend is here to really help win the game for him. Except she's playing for the other team. She comes here and immediately confirms that icy, whiny Wyatt was lying once again. Fucking weasel. She immediately validates the claims of the pistol whipping happening. She confirms that Wyatt did in fact hit them with his gun, something that Wyatt is denying having happened at all. She swooped in here and offered key evidence against her boyfriend Wyatt here. It was fucking poetic justice. She came in here and just told the truth, which is a real thorn in the side to Wyatt. Pistol whipping is no joke. That shit can be fatal. Like, that is very dangerous. But luckily for the victims of the assault here, Wyatt's got some wet noodles for arms. He's got the scrawniest little arms I've seen since Slender Man, so he wasn't able to generate enough force to, like, really hurt them.
God, Charlie.
I mean, he isn't wrong.
That was just...
Right.
Oh, man, I gotta show that a little later, because you know how much I love the Slenderman game.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude has the body type of a speed...
And remember we talked about... Go ahead.
Dude has the
Sorry,
body type...
delay.
Dude has the body type of a speed limit sign. Hyena looking ass. Unsharpened number 2 pencil looking ass.
Yeah.
Slenderman, except he ain't even scary.
I just remember last year we were talking about the fucking movie, and the comment Lily left on the video was just fucking golden.
That old ass, dirty ass, 25... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That old ass...
Ignore the delay.
Old ass, dusty ass, $25 Walmart fan that just sits on the corner all day going, looking ass. Drumstick looking ass. Arms so fucking stringy.
Meth having to care about.
Arms so
looking ass.
Arms so fucking stringy. He should have the Top Ramen logo tattooed on his forehead. Looking ass.
Oh God, gonna kill me one of these days.
So, the comment Lily left on our Slenderman video, you were saying...
Well, she basically just said group of us over the dumpster fire.
Yeah. Which is an insult to dumpster fires.
Yeah. Story. One of these times she's gonna comment on one of our streams and say, "Could hear my husband's loud ass laugh coming from the fucking shed."
Ugh.
Okay, well, let's finish this. I'll get to the next one before my phone overheats and explodes.
Yeah.
But it was enough to still cause a bit of damage to one of the victims, as I understand it. Now, his girlfriend does say that that truck was like speeding around them, so that's the attack she's referring to, I believe.
He's a victim of being attacked while driving. They were speeding in front of him. So you guys not aware of the full story?
We heard that there was some kind of a road rage incident that started it. But
That's not really an attack, though. This isn't Twisted Metal. They didn't speed in front of him and start dropping spike trips and homing missiles out the back, firing fucking torpedoes at Wyatt and his vehicle. It sounds like it was an instance of them maybe cutting him off or speeding around him, and he took it personally and got really offended, and then went way hog wild with the whole thing, following them into that parking lot, getting reckless and crazy, hitting them with the gun, all that shit.
You can't take my phone.
Actually, by law, they are allowed to take his phone.
You can't take my phone. This is my possession, so now you're gonna be a thief? Now you're gonna be a thief.
They have to confiscate your shit when they detain you, you dumb cunt.
Oh, fuck you, Mother Nature. Do you hear this shit?
What's going on over there?
That's the rain pounding on the metal roof of the shed I'm in.
Oh.
So now I'm going to have to hold the phone close to my face and risk getting poisoning, whatever these fucking people are trying to say.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on.
Alright.
you're under arrest. You're not allowed to have the phone, okay?
Unfortunately, that was going too far for Wyatt. The good boy was about to go bad. He never envisioned a world without his phone in the palm of his hands. So when they took his phone, he was fucking flabbergasted. And now he's got a chip on his shoulder. He gets real unpleasant and even more obnoxious and annoying.
You don't see any problem with this. You don't see the problem that somebody with a bright pink car who is famous online gets with on the freeways all the time, and that's why I carry a gun. That is it. That is, you said legal was in Florida.
It is legal in Florida to have a gun in your car. There's nothing illegal about that.
So where can you prove, show me the video proof where I hit him with a gun?
There is video proof of the reckless driving and nearly hitting people in the parking lot, and the victim who got pistol whipped showed the injuries, and his girlfriend also confirmed the pistol whipping. So I'd say there's a high level of confidence behind the pistol whipping being the real story and Wyatt being full of shit, just a load of dirty barnacles. It's almost impossible not to laugh at Wyatt. In fact, after Wyatt got even more rowdy and rambunctious and insulting the officers, starting to kick them and shit, they started making fun of him too. They started calling him Joe Exotic. And when they were bringing him into the police station, they said, "Welcome, Tiger King." And that gave me a hearty giggle. I actually thought that was a pretty good one. Wyatt...
Right.
He does kind of look like Joe Exotic. Just the fuckboy version of her. Just the fuckboy version of Joe Exotic.
I'll say it again. Fuck you, Mother Nature. Put your tampon back in. I'm trying to fucking do something. Holy fuck, I think you listened. Yeah, it's slowing down a bit, but knowing the fucking weather here, being bipolar, more bipolar than Illinois, it's probably gonna start right back up again in a minute.
Well, I think you are in a coastal state, so there's that.
Yeah. Still, this weather's bipolar as fuck, even more so than Illinois.
Probably even more so than Missouri.
Do not even get me started on Missouri. Okay, what else is gonna be said in this video? I wonder. Probably more roast and Charlie, we'll see.
I actually thought that was a pretty good one. Wyatt is just a fucking clown. So his statement here, he drives a bright pink SUV and people fuck with him all the time on the freeway because he's famous. So they recognize his car and mess with him while he's driving, which is why he carries a gun. How delusional do you have to be? He actually has a mental illness. He has main character syndrome. He believes that since he has a high number of followers on TikTok, everyone in the world knows him and everyone in the world is out to get him or, you know, try and get his attention. They're all vying for his attention and they'll do anything to get it.
Did you guys actually get in an accident? I mean, he's got a big ass, like, knot on the back of his head. No, but there are independent witnesses. So, I mean, not everybody knows who you are.
This is where I think his delusion is actually kind of dangerous and scary.
Dude. Dude.
Yeah, 58 million followers and 57 million are probably bots.
He doesn't even have 58 million followers. I checked. He only has like 1 mil.
Well, even so, they're probably mostly bots.
1 million, at least half of, well, we'll say at a minimum half. So that's 500,000 legit followers. Fucker, there are like 6 or 7 billion people in the world. The amount of people following you is barely even a fart in the wind.
Yeah.
And we're not talking a full-blown post-Waffle House baritone either. We're talking a dog whistle spider fart.
Yeah, with a matchlet in front of it.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
Well, it can't be as bad as that one time I decided, 15-year-old me decided to try farting on a campfire and regretted it immediately. Hey, there was a lake nearby, so I didn't get hurt.
What are you, David Letterman's character in Beavis and Butthead Do America?
A little bit. Oh, my house is on fire! Ah!
Come out, he's screaming like the guy in the trailer in Crime Patrol. Ah! Woo! Hot! Burning! Ah! Woo! Suntan! Woo!
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
It was, for sure.
Oh. Oh. Anyways.
Let's go.
So he obviously can't tell the truth under any circumstances, I guess. Fucking Wonder Woman's lasso of truth would be useless against this guy. I don't know if he's ever been honest about anything ever. Like, all he does is lie. He's full-blown Pinocchio here. He doesn't have 58 million followers, you absolute goober. You have 1 million followers on TikTok, which is your only platform, really. Very odd thing to lie about, but then it gets into what I consider a very scary territory where he's talking about how people make shit up about him all the time because he's so famous. Everyone on TikTok and Instagram has seen his face before. The dude must be trapped in like a perpetual genjutsu, straight out of Naruto. He is in a paranoid delusion. Not everyone in the world knows who he is, and not everyone is out to get him. Holy shit.
I said you don't know that this guy knows who you are.
Oh, he so did.
Oh, did he say something?
When somebody was swerving into my lane, brake checking me, wanting me to stop, wanting me to race my car, was coming out the car, I know that's a fan.
One other thing that he's done multiple times throughout the conversation, and does many more throughout the conversations going forward, is he calls her baby girl. It's like making my skin crawl. It's so fucking cringe. He'll call her baby girl sometimes. It's really creepy. But I mean, clearly he is mentally unwell. Someone swerving into your lane is not a fan trying to get your attention. Holy shit.
Nobody tased you, though. You didn't get tased. Okay, I am not gonna tase you. I'm just saying you didn't get tased. Because you just said so.
I actually think there's a good chance he's on drugs right now. He starts rambling about absolutely nothing, like tasing from out of nowhere. And then she's like, well, you didn't get tased and we're not going to tase you. And then he took that like as a threat. So then he makes a threat back saying that if she tased him, he'd fuck her up and go to jail for the rest of his life. I don't think you could fuck up anyone. You would probably lose in a fight to an inflatable, wacky, arm-flailing tube man. You are not built for fighting. You would get your ass beat. You would get turned inside out. So I don't know why he's threatening physical violence against this woman. And I don't know how stupid you have to be to threaten physical violence against a police officer, too. She was very, very patient with this guy, because she just brushed it off and laughed at him. I guess because he is so pathetic, all you can really do is laugh at someone that's this embarrassing of a person. But goddamn, like, he is so fucking dumb, it's unreal.
It's like that one Tate clone I roasted. It's like all you'd have to do is flick him on the forehead and he'd go flying into the wind.
Most definitely. Oh, look at that. Mother Nature finally put their tampon back in. That's nice.
Copy from Jurassic Park looking ass. Where the fuck is Peter
That
Stormare?
was just fucking perfect.
Where the fuck is Peter Stormare with a cattle prod when you need him?
We actually watched a movie. We actually watched a movie with him recently. It's called Clown.
It's called what?
Clown came out. It came out in 2014, but didn't release stateside until 2016.
I'm trying to remember the last thing that I watched that he was in, or the last thing I because I know he's done a few video games. It might have been Fast and Furious Crossroads is the last thing I saw him in.
He was also in promotional material for Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 4.
Yeah, he's in the video game Until Dawn.
Something else I need to play on the channel at some point.
Him and Hayden Panettiere.
Huh. Oh, shit.
Alright, we got a couple minutes left on this.
Yeah, let's go.
You're dumb, girl.
Am I?
You're real dumb. You might want to try modeling.
I definitely can't do that.
You definitely might want to try modeling. So you can just.
I definitely can't do that.
This is what I'm talking about when he just goes off on these weird fucking tangents saying that she needs to do Molly so she can shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I don't even think he's in the same dimension that the rest of the planet is in. He is all over the place. I really do think that the entire day he spent in, like, some kind of fucking meth-induced haze or some shit. He is actually just all over the place.
Why are you not?
Let me see you do it first then.
What?
We're gonna
You're not
pull
about to
out
take
as we do it.
$30,000, $40,000 worth of jewelry without me knowing exactly
And
where
I'm
it's
gonna
going.
read. Come on now. I don't.
You just to me the whole entire
I've
time
actually
in the
been
car.
so nice to you.
Just tase him.
Things
fuck
really
it.
popped off when they told him that he can't really take the jewelry into jail with him, so he put up a big fuss. He eventually started kicking the officers, and now he's facing a lot of charges. I think he goes to trial next month, so I'm really curious to see how that plays out, because for some reason he seems to believe that he's in the right, so he started threatening lawsuits against the officers after he was kicking them and shit. So, very goofy situation here, very goofy guy. And I just had to talk about this. What an insufferable little asshole. So yeah, that's Icy Wyatt for you. Someone I'm sure none of you have ever heard of before and will most likely forget about very quickly, because he's just a forgettable little worm of a person. That's really about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I had no. Yeah, I had never heard of this soup sandwich prior to Charlie dropping this video. So So I kind of want to go to his TikTok just to make fun of him, but I have something else in the pipeline for my next roasting video, something that a coworker sent to me recently.
Yeah.
So,
and as much as I say, if space shit's going right now where I'm at, it may have to be the last one, but we'll see.
Alright, well... Alright, are we doing the first one or the second one?
First one. Yeah.
How far
it's cringy, but laugh-worthy.
Oh, yeah.
How far would you go for something you love? This is the inspirational story of a hotel manager who risked it all for the sake of their passion. They pursued their passion with such intensity and determination that they would do anything necessary to get just a brief, fleeting moment of satisfaction from it, at the expense of one of their guests. This is the story about how a hotel manager broke into one of the guest rooms to suck on their toes. He loved toes so much that he was willing to go to jail again for sucking on them. There's a crazy plot twist to this story beyond just the actual suckling of those dogs, but it gets very ridiculous very quickly and goes in some unexpected directions. So I hope you're ready for a wild tale of something that just happened the last couple days in Nashville. And yeah, I heard about the hotel manager that was sucking guest toes.
Oh, Nashville. Hold on. Let me fast forward this clip.
Wait, a man had been jailed for brutally beating his neighbor to death with a bag full of Pokemon cards and a piece of... Okay, let's move on.
Yeah,
What? What the fuck?
Fucking Wish brand little Dicky looking ass.
When chat brought it up the other night, I thought that was just exceptional service, but it turns out he was just sucking their toes while they were asleep. Nashville, a hotel manager charged after allegedly sucking on sleeping guests' toes, a sort of nightmare. I actually asked this question the other day to Matt and Danny and Chase.
Right?
Do you...
Sort of? Like that would make Tarantino that would make Tarantino dry heave.
Don't get me started on Tarantino. Doesn't Tarantino have a foot fetish?
I don't think he's ever confirmed it, but there's a lot of people on the internet who have speculated that he does. Because of how frequently he shows women's bare feet in his movies.
Well, it can't be bad as Dan Schneider showing the feet of underage actors and actresses in his shows.
Yeah, I don't think Tarantino would ever willingly go to that length.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, Tarantino's got his issues, but he's not a pervert.
Yeah.
Well, at least not that kind of pervert.
Yeah. He ain't perfect, and there sometimes some of his takes I wouldn't piss on to put out a fire, but he seems like an all-around decent dude.
Yeah, I don't care about your opinions as long as you're not a pedo.
Yeah.
Because if you're a pedo, then everything you say is shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you need dragged out back and shot.
Yeah.
I'm not a violent person, but I'm just very passionate about those kinds of people getting the punishments they deserve.
Yeah, I don't have any place in my heart for people who harm children.
Yeah, same. Because I tell you what, if it was any of my kids, I'm going to jail because that motherfucker's getting beat to death.
Anyways.
I'll fucking murder somebody over my kids.
Alright, now before YouTube ganks us...
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Do you think if you whisper into someone's ear as they're sleeping for long enough and often enough, you could actually influence the dreams they have? I wonder if the people that were getting their toes sucked while sleeping, if they had, like, related dreams about it, it just makes you pee? What? How? Like, if I whispered... Let's say I wrote down, like, an entire movie plot, and I just whisper all of it to someone as they're sleeping and just keep repeating it. would that have any effect on their dreams? Would they start reenacting my movie plot in their dream? I wonder. One day I'll try and myth bust that. Manager of a downtown Nashville, Tennessee Hilton has been charged with aggravated burglary and assault after allegedly sucking on a male guest's toes while he was sleeping. Oh, was it just one person, or was he like a serial sucker? David Patrick Neal was arrested Friday after hotel guest Peter awoke at 5 a.m. to find the night manager indulging his apparent foot fetish. He's since filed a lawsuit against the hotel alleging sexual assault. Neal cloned the key to Britain's room and entered during the early morning hours without knocking or announcing himself.
This dude legit looks like he shouldn't be allowed within 50 yards of a school zone.
Yeah, he looks like he could be related to Jared Polk.
Yeah. Or,
And to that, which I bug him.
Or, this guy out of West Virginia, Nathan Larson, who ran for governor of Virginia 3 times on a libertarian ticket, and his platform was decriminalizing pedophilia.
Yeah. No, that's everything about that is just no.
And it's little wonder that every election he ran, he got less than 2% of the electorate.
Yeah. Seriously, that's like the fucking scene in Halloween when the fucking piece of shit Smith's Grove employees were gonna have their way with a mentally handicapped female patient, and it's like, everything about that is just no. You can't possibly think of a worse way to spend your evening. And then they proceed to bring her into Michael Myers' room and fuck with his masks.
Whew, that scene.
Yeah, that scene, I'm sorry, but that scene establishes Michael as the good guy.
Yeah. And that's the last thing you want your slasher villain to be, is in any way is perceived as a hero for even a second.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, a lot of the people he kills in that movie had it coming for a long time.
Yeah, which is not how a horror story killer should be.
Right, but still, it's as if everyone in that universe just wakes up like, I'm gonna be the biggest asshole I can be, and just walk out of the room, both middle fingers up towards everybody. It's like, I guess Michael's just a bit of an overachiever.
Yeah. That's why one of the reasons I prefer the 1978 movie is because the people that Michael killed, yeah, some of them were kind of assholes, and but they didn't deserve to get killed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I say your next day off, you and me are gonna. Well, probably not a good idea to do it on stream because of copyright. But you and me are gonna we're gonna screen share, and we're gonna watch the fucking Decker Shadows review of Rob Zombie's Halloween, and just watch as a group of him. Just watch of him agree with it. Just watch, because everything he says about that movie, I guarantee you're gonna agree with.
Oh, I'm sure.
He makes it very clear he doesn't like that movie.
I don't blame him. I don't like it much either.
Oh, then wait till you see his review of Halloween 2.
Oh boy.
The Rob Zombie version. Makes me more thankful that he didn't make a third movie, but yeah. At least if he would have made a third movie, at least we would have gotten an actual title Halloween 3 with Michael Myers in it. Granted, that's not Michael Myers. That's homicidal hobo of Haddonfield. Tell me I'm wrong.
He looks like the missing he looks like the 5th lost member of Slipknot.
Jesus Christ.
He legit looks like
Oh god, that's perfect.
he legit looks like he would be the he legit looks like he would be like the head of security for a Korn concert.
Hey, I mean, some of those metalheads are actually really fucking nice people.
Yeah.
Like a big example would be one day the lead singer of Lamb of God was trying to get into backstage, but the person will let him back at first because she didn't realize who it was. But once she realized who it was, she felt bad. But instead of getting mad, he said, "You're fine. You're doing your job. I like you." Like instead of getting mad, he understood and took time to tell her, "You're fine. You still have a job. I'm not mad. Keep doing a good job." Like, I'm sorry, but just when I saw that video, my respect for him just went straight the fuck up. I'll guide you to it. I'll guide you to it once we're done with one.
All right. Well, until then, we still got El Creepo plaguing my screen here.
Yeah, let's go on so we don't have to stare at it for longer.
What did he think was going to happen? You would absolutely wake up to someone's, like, suckling your tootsies. Especially if you're ticklish. That'd be panic-inducing. I mean, it's panic-inducing regardless to have this creepy fucking weirdo at the end of your bed just sucking your toes. Brennan reportedly screamed when he found Neil sucking on his toes and immediately recognized him as one of the 2 hotel staff members who had been in his room the previous day to help him with his TV. Oh, this was premeditated suckling. He was plotting. And he didn't even wear a mask or anything. He didn't even hide his face. I would have expected him to come in with like a ski mask or something. He looks like someone who sucks toes. Yeah, it looks like his life juice. That's what's been fueling him for the last 10 years. Just a little bit of toe grease. Brennan filed a complaint with police following the incident, and Neil reportedly told officers that he entered Brennan's room because he smelled smoke and wanted to check on him for his safety. Neil did not report a smoke smell to hotel security, and no one else smelled any smoke. Well, it doesn't really explain away the toe incident. I smelled smoke, so I had to investigate thoroughly, so I put each and every one of his little piggies in my mouth. And wouldn't you know it, no smoke. Where's my medal? I'm a hero. Them toes were on fire. He was trying to suck the smoke out of his toes. What a hero. Yeah, like a snake in its venom or something. We just don't understand his ways. He might have very well prevented a fire, and we wouldn't know it. We're too busy judging him. All my life you just have that sense of security and that sense of peace, right? It's not like you're camping and you have to keep one eye open, Brennan told the local outlet. You have that security that's yours, and when you close your eyes you feel like you're safe and you're protected, and it was a complete violation. The last thing you would expect at a hotel is someone to sneak in the middle of the night and go to work on your feet. I was just so shocked, Brennan said. It was, who are you? Why are you in my room? It was almost like a dream, a sort of nightmare. Just didn't make sense. Why is this person touching me? Upon further investigation, Brennan and his attorney, Michael, with Rocky Law Firm, found that Neil had a lengthy rap sheet that included a voluntary manslaughter conviction for shooting his roommate during a fight in 1996. That took a crazy turn.
I'm sorry, what?
What the?
Oh, dude.
Motherfucker, dude. The fuck?
Okay then.
Fuck. Just to be clear, that's your reaction to the that's your reaction to the manslaughter, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say, what did I say?
multiple charges of forgery, drinking and driving, manslaughter conviction. Oh.
Fuck this guy do the manslaughter? Who the fuck does this guy think he is? Bill Lewis?
Shot his roommate
Someone
over
who-
an argument.
Someone... Huh?
Shot his roommate during a fight. What a...
What a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, if you... Sorry, but if you feel like you're losing the argument and your first instinct is about a gun, seek mental help.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Cause... That will never get old. Might just use that clip in my future video exposing my ex. Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, let's move on.
It almost sounds like Brennan got off easy with just a little bit of a happy ending on his toes. Wow. How is this voluntary? This feels like just murder, right? Well, I guess voluntary manslaughter might be the charge for like a heat of passion kill. But killing his roommate during an argument or a fight? Jesus. Multiple charges of forgery, drinking and driving, a manslaughter conviction as well, which served prison time. When Hilton hired this person, they had to have known. They had to have done background checks to know. And the fact that they would put somebody like that in a position where they have the ability to clone keys and have the ability to get into a guest's room, that's a great point. How the fuck did he land such a position at Hilton with a history of forgery, drinking and driving, and a fucking manslaughter charge for killing his roommate in an argument? Or fight. This guy must have actually been sucking the toes of the person conducting the job interview. There's no other explanation. There's no way. Like, that's not an easy position to land, right? I imagine at a Hilton. That's still a pretty reputable place. Brennan reportedly suffered post-traumatic stress and struggled to get to sleep in the wake of the alleged toe-sucking incident. The safety and security of our guests and team members is our highest priority. We're working closely with the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department, and as part of company policy, we do not comment on ongoing investigations. I am excited for the time they do, and apologize for the toe-sucking incident. Yeah, I mean, if that happened to me, you bet your sweet bippy I would not be staying at any hotels ever again. I'd just sleep in the car. But then even there, I'm not safe. Just have someone break into the car and just immediately start going to town on my feet. If this happened to you, would you prefer if it was a stranger or someone you knew? Oh, that's tough.
Neither.
There's pros and cons to both. If it was a stranger, at least I'd never see them again and press charges, go through the whole song and dance. But if it's someone I know, then there's like that wrestling with guilt. Like, man, I've been friends with this guy for how long? And he did this? Do I press charges? No, I definitely press charges. This is fucking weird, but you know, you have that back and forth. So I'd say maybe a stranger. But then there's always going to be that lingering thought in the back of your head, like, what if he did more to me? Like, I was sleeping on my stomach that night, and I woke up and my ass was a little itchy. Like, I was a little sore. Could he have? No. But maybe. Like, there's still so much wiggle room for what-ifs with a stranger.
Huh.
I mean, he isn't wrong.
I don't know, man. That's tough. Plus, my feet are super ticklish as well.
God damn it.
For real.
Yeah. Something you should clip. Like, there's this video called Spyro Does a Thing, and near the end he says, God damn it! Yeah, clip that sometime. But, alright, now, to show this, before we go, to show you guys a wholesome look into how metalheads are actually really nice guys, type in Lamb of God, lead singer, security. The second one. Second short.
I don't have it because I'm afraid that I'm a singer. So thank you for doing your job. No, don't be sorry. You're doing your job. I like you.
How nice of him.
See? That's a class act right there. Like, he could have yelled, he could have gone upset, but instead he was actually understanding. Unlike most of today's fuckers you call celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of young pop singers are not that courteous with the arena security. You will never
like
see you will never see Justin Bieber with that level of grace and calm with arena security.
Yeah, this is one of those guys who didn't let the fame go to his head.
Yeah.
He's one of those famous people who he actually likes the people he works with, and, well, he doesn't think he's above everyone. He's actually nice to everybody he meets. Granted, but literally, think about it. He's acting nice here, but literally 10 minutes from now, he's going to be like, into the microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, which I'm not a fan of. Lamb of God is part of, their type of metal is not my style, but credit where it's due. When you are like this with the people that your chances are not going to see again for a long time, if ever again. If you're decent enough to them, not an asshole, I can respect that.
And well, his name's Randy, and a lot of guys named Randy are pretty chill.
My dad's name was Randy. He could be chill when he wanted to, but he did have a short fuse.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've never met your dad, but the way you talk about him, he seems like the person you don't want to get on his bad side.
No, you didn't.
But then again, I'm the same way. Like, I have a short fuse too, so we probably would have gotten along.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Alright, before we cut the stream, go to, holy fuck, did I have that? So many YouTubes I don't fucking use. But, go to KSNN.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
My brain shitted itself.
Let's premiere my Amber Turd video before we cut the stream.
Oh, this one's glamorous.
Go fuck yourself. 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 Fuck yourself. Go 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 fuck yourself.
Thanks for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself in your fat fucking ass.
How long till the Amber Heard stands come after me for that video? I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. That shit's hilarious.
Well, 9 views, 0 comments. It's only a matter of time.
I don't care. But I'm probably gonna do a part 2 to that and find more clips of people saying "Go fuck yourself." Those were the only ones I could find, but I'm sure there's more on the internet somewhere.
Well, you should have used the one of Stephen Ogg at the convention when a fan asks him if he can tell him to go fuck himself.
Oh. And he walks back to the camera and screams like, "Go fuck yourself!" But the fact that he was saying it to please a fan and not because he was pissed off at the fan.
Right.
He even had that Trevor walk going on.
Yeah. I fucking love Stephen Ogg.
Yeah, he might play an asshole, but he's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Like Keith Carradine. Plays a serial killer in Criminal Minds, but then goes to play a serial killer hunter in Dexter, and a goofy Nebraska dad in Big Bang Theory. Hey, some people have range.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Madsen always plays a...
Huh?
I mean, Michael Madsen always plays a scumbag, but he's actually a really chill, really easygoing guy in real life.
That's the case with a lot of them. They're those people you can walk up and say, you know, I honestly thought you were gonna be an asshole, but you're actually all right, and they agree with you.
Yeah, from what I understand, in spite of his bombastic persona, Uwe Boll is actually a really mild-mannered and really chill guy when the cameras are off and he doesn't have something to play up.
I mean, truth be told, it's probably the same case with Paul Anderson.
Well, I mean, Paul W.S. Anderson doesn't... When you watch him in interviews, he doesn't give off the idea of having an ego. He just seems like a guy who's kind of way over his head.
I mean, yeah, he ruined Resident Evil, but I'm sure he's someone you could have a beer with.
Probably.
Oh, just don't give me too much, because I'll cuss him out for ruining Resident Evil for me. Like, and also, fuck you, fuck your wannabe heroin way, and fuck out of your movies, fucker. Only to get my ass beat 5 seconds later by someone who thought I was talking to him when I wasn't. That just sounds like my luck. Oh, that's nice. We have this. It's a giant travel cup, and on the side of it, there's a person humping the word "it." Fuck it. Get it?
Yeah.
They're humping it, so it's supposed to say, it's a clean way of saying, fuck it.
My dad had a t-shirt that said, "Practice safe sex, go fuck yourself."
Oh, the more I hear these things, the more sadder I get. I never got to meet him. Yeah, he really sounds like he was a good guy.
Oh, the stories he could tell. He had stories for days.
I'll bet. But sadly, in any event, that about caps off this stream because I got responsibilities to take care of.
Yeah.
But hopefully next time it can be longer when it cools down.
Yeah. My next day off is going to be Saturday because my schedule's getting really goofy again. So.
We'll shoot for Saturday.
Yeah, we'll go for Saturday. Until then, thanks for watching. Stay hydrated, and we will catch you guys later.
Yep. Have a bombastic day, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.